Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Before you started the second one, I'm like,
Yeah, no problem. You bet.
She has a niece and nephews who couldn't say Mary, so they called her Mimi.
oh yeah.
And so when we were born, we always heard Mimi.
Yeah.
So we called her Grandma Mimi. That's just kind of the way she went.
I had my mom was and so when we grew up, my aunt
Jamie.
she was close to a second and so when my niece was born, so this would be her great aunt. Now, and my aunt had all kinds of grandchildren, but my
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me? My name is Patricia Devine, and I am your worship associate this morning. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am delighted to welcome you here, whether you are a regular member, a visitor, or are viewing the service on Zoom. If you have any questions, please check with the greeters. Also, if you are visiting this morning, you may want to visit us again to experience the variety of worship we offer. Today we acknowledge that we are located in a place that was once the Wampanoag village of Pawtuxet. We strive to follow their example and be faithful stewards of the sacred land. The theme for today's service is Ostara, the Spring Equinox, led by Rachel Quinn. Our service is recorded. The candle section will be edited out so that we can speak more candidly and personally as a community. This service, as are all of our services, will be posted on our Facebook page and on YouTube. We also share our services on local public access television. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever you believe, wherever you are on your journey, let us walk together this hour.
Hi, my name's Rachel Quinn. I want to wish you a happy Spring Equinox or a happy Ostara. They are the same thing. Ostara is just what us pagans like to say to honor one of the many goddesses out there. Ostara being the goddess of spring, renewal, and rebirth. Her roots lie mostly in Germany. Her name means goddess of dawn. Fitting, isn't it? A new day, a new beginning. We don't have to wait for a certain time of the year to start fresh. But if we want to, why not now? Why not spring? Today, I'll talk to you more about new beginnings, becoming who you want to be. You'll learn a story of gods and goddesses about how spring came to be, and you'll be able to reflect on all of this. So thank you for being here today. Our Souls Speak Spring by Erin Carvel Zymer. If we lived in another climate, our souls might speak other languages. We might speak oasis or permafrost, dry season or monsoon. But our souls speak spring. Our souls speak green shoots pushing through last year's leaves. Our souls speak flower buds stretching to sun. Our souls speak mud puddle and nest building, damp earth and worm castings, tiny green leaves and frog choruses. We speak spring because spring sings in us. We gather to nurture our faith in our own growing, our own courage to push through, our own blossoming in beauty, our own small part in the spring of this world. Come, let us worship together.
stand and we'll say our covenants as my brownstick matches. That's that. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in freedom, to speak the truth in love, and to help one another.
Please remain standing for hymn number 1067, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden. We have a little special feature to this. When we see we call the quarters, we name the directions during the song. So when we get to the word, the first one will be north. So we're just going to call out north through the singing. Okay, you'll hear it. Please join in. Mother Earth, beloved garden. See how it says north there? We're going to call that out.
Treasure underfoot, all our days are crowned, our being sage and thistle, grass and root, herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land to till and tend and plow, with the pendant deep as midnight north, we ask you be here now. Father, air your inspiration holds together all that lives. As we breathe, our minds see clearly, leading us to love and give. Raging whirlwind, whispered breezes, violent gale and gentle cloud. With the blade as sharp as morning east, we ask you be here now. Brother, fire, great transformer, share the passion of the sun. In our hearts, your warmth revives us, clothes our food and heats our homes. Flaming candle, blood within us, blazing desert will to grow. With the one directing power south, we ask you be here now. Sister water ever flowing, ocean, river, pond and rain, drink we now and quench our thirsting, cleanse us, we begin again. Mist and ice, a host of changes, all that courage will allow. With the cup, the holy chalice, west, we ask you be here now. Lover, spirit, intuition, in the center of our souls. In your love we find relation, all connected we are whole. Timeless mystery, quiet conscience, deepest values, voice inside. With the drum and with the cauldron, this we ask you be our guide.
Please be seated.
Good morning. Ostara is also a person, a spirit. Ostara used to be called Ostara. And when I was doing some research, I found out something interesting. Eostra was another way to pronounce it. And then as I kept digging down that rabbit hole, I found out that
Some people have a theory that estrogen came from the name. Reason being, this is when the sun and the moon have equal time in our days. The male and the female are equal, thus estrogen. I thought, okay. Kind of like that idea of what Ostara has to do with Easter and rabbits. And are they connected or not? And they're both spring. Okay. And then I found a story that talked about them. And it talked about Ostara sleeping during the winter and then waking in the spring. But one year she woke a little late. And she found a baby bird had been born, but it was so cold that the bird had fallen out of the nest and broken a wing. She felt so guilty for not waking up before the baby bird was born that she thought she wanted to protect that bird for the rest of its life. It could never fly again, so she turned the baby bird into a rabbit that could at least hop. And that baby rabbit kept the ability to lay eggs. Okay. But the idea of spring and birth and rebirth and day and night and equality and life all found a way to kind of weave together. That part I could wrap my head around. That part I could make sense of. But this service is going to give us a chance to make a lot more sense than what I was finding with the rabbit and the bird and the day and the night and the estrogen. You got your work cut out for you. And let's see how it goes.
Are they not going? Okay, no, read it. Go.
The reading this morning is entitled For Ostara by Galina Kraskova. We hail the goddess of spring, of vibrancy, of stirring bounty, of the waking earth that readies itself for the seed. We hail the goddess of sunshine and cycles and changes and all good and terrifying things. We pray for fertility in our works of minds and hearts and hands. We pray for blessings and the gift of hope, manifestation. We hail the goddess of spring as her bounty covers the land. Ostara, be thou praised.
Please rise in body or spirit, and we are going to sing a hymn called Greeting the Spring. You'll see the lyrics. We're going to sing verses 1 through 4. This is to the melody that's on in the 243. It may be a familiar melody, but you can just listen and join in. So let's see. I invite the choir up.
Say now, release the realm of air. There is a song of fair. Yes, my dreams on this was born. We celebrate the spring newly born.
So a couple days ago was the spring equinox, first day of spring. We may not be feeling it completely yet, but the calendar says it's here. Even nature says it's here if you've been looking closely enough. I don't know about you, but I've noticed the buds on the trees and even flowers trying to push their way through the ground. The earth has rested, and now it's getting ready for new beginnings and new days ahead. The earth, as we all did, took its time in retrospection and stillness, in darkness and cold. And now we are ready for warmth and sun. We're ready to move and take action. We're ready to become transformed after feeling almost stuck from the winter. Or maybe for some of us, it has been a little longer, maybe without even realizing it. And that brings me to the story of Demeter and Persephone. Demeter and Persephone are both goddesses. Demeter is Persephone's mother. Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, harvest, and fertility. Persephone is the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld. Now, how did Persephone become the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld? I'll tell you the story, and then we can discuss how and why this is relevant to us. So the story of Demeter and Persephone is retold by Starhawk, and I did cut it down a little bit. One beautiful day in spring, Persephone, daughter of the goddess Demeter, was gathering flowers with her maidens in a green meadow. In a far corner of the meadow, Persephone noticed a golden gleam. She left her maidens and went to investigate. There grew a golden flower, more beautiful than any she had ever seen before. And even though she knew that you should never pick a flower that is the only one of its kind, she reached out her hand and plucked the blossom. Instantly, she heard a great roaring and a cracking sound, and the earth shook under her. A deep chasm had opened just in front of her, like a runner leading to the heart of the earth. Persephone was a very curious maiden. She had always secretly wondered what lay underneath the bright surface of the world. Where did the spring flowers come from when they pushed their way up from below? If they were so bright and lovely when they emerged, what wonders might lie in the place where they originated? Here's an opening that leads beneath the earth, she said to herself. Now I can explore the realms below. She left her maidens and the bright flowers above and entered the cavern. At first, the path was wide like a room, but soon the chasm became as narrow as a hallway. The passage became narrower and narrower. Soon, Persephone had to stoop down and bend her head to avoid the low roof of the tunnel. Then she had to drop to her knees and crawl. All the light disappeared, and she had to feel her way through the dark. I should go back, she told herself. This could be dangerous. But if I just go on a little farther, I might come upon something wonderful. So she continued on. Suddenly, the passage became so narrow and tight that there was no room for her to turn around. She tried to push herself backward, but her hips stuck. For the first time, she felt afraid. Persephone said to herself, "Why did I ever come here? Why did I leave the bright meadows and the beautiful flowers?" At that moment, the earth gave way beneath her, and she fell, tumbling and turning over and over, down and down until she felt like she was flying through the dark. "I'll be smashed to pieces," she cried. But she landed as softly as feather floats down to earth in the heart of the underworld. Back amongst the hills and flowers, Demeter was waiting for the return of her daughter. While the bright sun was high in the sky, she didn't worry. But as the sun dipped into the west, she felt a chill in her heart. When evening fell, Persephone's companions came running back from the field. "Demeter, Persephone is lost," they cried. The earth shook and opened up, and when we looked back, Persephone was gone. We can't find her anywhere. "I'll search for her," Demeter vowed. "I won't rest until I find my daughter." And so she began to search. Through the fields and the meadows, under the tall trees of the woodlands, and along the rocky coast of the sea she wandered. Farther and farther Demeter wandered. She left the hillsides of Greece and crossed the sea to the islands. She climbed steep mountains and followed the banks of streams, but no one in the islands knew where Persephone had gone. Demeter made her way to the mainland of Europe, following great rivers through dense forest and hidden valleys. At last she wandered back to her homeland. She came to rest outside the gates of the town called Ulysses, in the middle of a broad plain that was the most fertile land in all of Greece. She sat beside the town well and mourned. She cried until she felt completely empty. Then she got mad. I am the goddess Demeter, she cried. I shouldn't have to suffer like this. I am the one who makes all things grow, who gives the gifts of food and life. No more. Until Persephone is returned to me, there will be no more growth, no food, no life. No seed will sprout, no fruit will set, no grain will ripen, nothing, until the whole world is as dead and empty as I feel. And so the gardens died. Grapes withered on the vine, and the fields were parched and empty. People went hungry, and there was no joy anywhere. Meanwhile, in the underworld, all was shadowy and dim. Persephone wandered and wandered through the wide halls of stone. At last she came to the largest hall. A great underground cavern in the center on a huge black throne sat a god. Persephone knew instantly who he must be. Hades, she greeted him, Lord of the underworld. I am Persephone, the maiden of spring. Once this realm belonged to my grandmother, Hecate. You took it from her, and now you must help me get back to the living world of sunlight and flowers. Persephone, Hades greeted her. As soon as he said her name, he fell in love with her. In that realm of gray shadow, she was like a golden gleam of spring sun. I'm sorry to have to tell you, no one ever returns from this realm. You'll have to remain here. But since you are a goddess, I will happily make you my bride, and together we'll rule the land of the dead. But I don't want to be your bride, Persephone protested. I want to go home. Come sit here beside me, Hades said, patting a second dark throne next to his. Rest from your wandering. Have some food and drink. You'll feel better. I want to go home, Persephone said. But she was also very tired, so she sat on the throne next to Hades. She was so sad she couldn't eat or drink. Back on Earth, Demeter still sat grieving beside the wall. She was so shriveled and withered that no one recognized her as a goddess. There was no food to harvest, and famine covered the land. Everywhere, people starved. At last, even the goddesses and gods up on Mount Olympus began to feel hungry. No one was feeding them with the sacrifices. No one was making them offerings. This can't go on, Zeus said at last. We must get Demeter back on the job. Can anyone reason with her? Until Persephone is returned to her, she won't make fertility for the land or the people, said Hecate. Demeter can be very stubborn when she is angry. I think you'd better help her if you want to eat again. Well, where's Persephone? Zeus asked. Didn't anyone see where she went? She can't have just disappeared. That's exactly what she did, said Helios, the sun god. I saw. I see everything. She went down to the underworld, and now Hades wants to make her his queen. The underworld? That's a serious matter, Zeus said. No one returns from the land of the dead. Then the people will starve and the earth will die, said Hecate, and even we, the goddesses and gods, will go hungry. Perhaps we can make an exception in this case, Zeus said. As long as Persephone hasn't eaten any food down there, we can let her come back. Please eat something, Hades begged Persephone. I'm not hungry, Persephone said. I want to go home. Please eat, Hades urged her. You are growing so thin it hurts me to watch you suffer. He held out to her a handful of seeds of pomegranate. They were as red as rubies, a brightness among the shadows. They appealed to her. Well, I can't go back home, she told herself. I might as well enjoy what is here. She reached out her hand and took the seeds. Popping them into her mouth, she sucked the sweet, tart juice. Instantly, everything changed. The shadows came alive. The shadows were the ghost-like memories of all that had ever taken place in the world above. But they were also the images of what had not yet been, rich with all the possibilities of change and growth. The dead and the not yet born danced together like colors in a kaleidoscope, and from their movement, new life could be born. Suddenly, Persephone was filled with a joy and power she had never known before. She plucked 2 flaming torches from the wall of the cavern and began to dance. She whirled and spun and leaped, playing with fire, dancing the way from death to rebirth and back again. This is where the seeds come from, she proclaimed. This is the wonderful place where flowers are born. And I am its queen, queen of fire. I am no longer just little Persephone, Demeter's daughter. I am myself, Persephone, queen of the dead. She has tasted the food of the dead, Zeus said. Now what do we do? She has changed, Hecate said. No longer is she the sweet young maiden Demeter grieves for. Now she is a queen in her own realm. She can never again belong wholly to the upper world, but she cannot belong completely to the underworld either. She must be a bridge between them, showing the dead the way to rebirth and reminding the living of life's end, so they remember to be fully alive. For every seed she has eaten, she must spend 1 month each year in the underworld, Zeus agreed. But in the spring, she can return to the upper world with the new shoots that rise from the bare ground and bring life and hope and rejoicing. And so part of each year, the earth will be bare and brown and support no life, Hecate agreed. But in the spring, when Persephone returns, all of nature will rejoice. And so each year, when Persephone returns, life blossoms everywhere. But when she descends, Demeter covers her head with her cloak, leaves fall, the harvest is gathered in, and life rests until Persephone returns once more. So as I was working on this quote showed up from one of many pagan groups I'm part of on Facebook. Persephone did not become powerful when she returned to the light. She became powerful the moment the underworld stopped frightening her. As soon as the ground opened up, Persephone became curious. Curious for what else was out there, curious to learn more than what was right in front of her. Here's an opening in the earth. Now I can explore the realms below. She wanted to grow and transform. Persephone wanted to become something more than what she already knew. When she saw the chance to learn more, she took that chance, and from it, she grew. She became her own person, queen of her own realm. The spring equinox can be a chance to become something new or find that person that we've always had inside us and finally transform. Become who we know we have always been. We can take the lead from nature this time of year. If the crocus can begin to pop out from the earth while there's still snow, we can certainly pop out from whatever shell we might be holding ourselves in to peek through our own storms and show our true colors. If the trees can grow back their leaves after losing them and stand full and tall again, then we can find our strength after a time of losing ourselves or through a hard winter, and we can stand tall and confident and keep taking steps forward. And then there's the smells that come along with the spring, the earthy, flowery scents that tend to fill the air without us even realizing it. That scent in the air that says, spring is here. When you know that winter is finally behind us and spring is here to stay. Be that presence in the world. Fill every room with the authenticity of you. Sometimes we need to find ourselves a few times in our lives, but that's okay. Things change, you change. You have your winters you need to get through and your caves you need to explore. Find out who you are, follow your intuition to your core, then become that person. Peek out, show your colors, stand tall, and take steps forward. Then say, I am here. This is who I am. This is who I've become. Let's all be a little more like Persephone. Happy Ostara.
Please rise, and we'll sing the last 2 verses of Greeting the Spring.
Sing of the lady and Lord of
We know that our financial contributions to this congregation come from hard work. We are so grateful for this and commit together to ensure the funds we gather collectively do a greater good for ourselves and our world than they could have done alone. May we now proceed with our offering.
Please be seated.
One of these days I'll get that. At this time in the service, we invite those that wish to come forward to share their joys, celebrations, and sorrows with us. We do ask that you introduce yourself by saying your name and speak into the microphone so that everybody can hear what you say, and I'll be here to light a candle for you.
My name is Deb Keller-Wood, and I would like to light a candle because this is my granddaughter Quinn's very first time in church.
This is a personal candle for my friend Marcia, who, as we speak, is making the journey down, following Persephone to the underworld. And for her husband, my dear friend, they've been together since they were 15, and so almost 60 years together. So it's going to be a hard separation. So this is for Marcia.
My name is Emily. Do you want to come? Okay. And this is what? Okay. And this is Jane. And this is a candle of sort of joy and spring gratitude, where we've been feeling a little bit in the doldrums, and like, oh, gotta get out of here. Ugh, I want to run away. Ugh. So tired of this life that we have going on. And yesterday was a beautiful spring day. And I said, let's walk and go out for brunch. And we did. And we had such a lovely time being in downtown Plymouth. And then on the way back, Jane had a great idea, which was to pretend that we just moved here. So we're pretending that we moved to Plymouth from New York City, which is loud and smelly and you can't see the sky. And so we kept really going, oh, look at all those trees and look at the sky and look at those dogs. And then we got to our house. We pretended we had just moved into our house. Look at that huge backyard. Look at the pretty moldings on the things. And it was like a new life. And we have a new friend. Thank you.
I light this final candle for all the joys and sorrows in our community that are unspoken today, but not unfelt. May we go forward today holding each other in our hearts and striving to help each other as we may.
What can we learn from spring's power? Spirit of spring and new life, spirit of decay and death, we turn to your wisdom and strength as we seek to live lives of meaning and love. The cycle of life is powerful. Everything that lives dies. Everything that dies has lived. There's no escaping the cycle. What then can we learn from its power? The leaves that we put away in the fall are now compost, fertilizing the soil as we prepare to till the garden for this year's plantings. That harbinger of spring, the crocus, brings such delight and lasts but for a moment. Then it's gone, making way for the abundance of green and color that spring will bring. When one who was beloved dies, we cry, we mourn, we lament, and we carry them in our hearts, seeking to live as they inspired us to live. As a child grows, we marvel at their unfolding into their own unique self. These lives we live hold so much beauty and so much pain, and we, like each of our ancestors across the millennia, seek to live them fully. We seek love. We seek to appreciate beauty. We seek solace and healing. We seek to hold fast to the core goodness of this world and to amplify its abundance. We seek one another, for no one can do this alone. Now, in the company of many, let us enter a time of silence. May this silence be a time to honor that which your heart seeks.
song is in the meta prayer format of I, you, and we. And so I will sing the I verse, I'll invite the choir to join for the you verse, and then we invite everyone to join on the we verse. And I think that this is an especially lovely song with this discovery we had today about Persephone, not just being about light, but about facing the darkness, in the same way that the future, I am who I'm becoming, is related to the past. I am all I have done. We don't need to lose the past to step into the future. I am who I'm becoming. I am all I have done. I am what I am dreaming. I've only just begun. I am who I'm becoming. I am all I have done. I am what I am dreaming. I've only just begun. You are who you're becoming. You are all you have done. You are what you are dreaming. You've only just begun. You are who you're becoming. You are all you have done. You are what you are dreaming. You've only just begun. Please join us for we. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We've only just begun. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We've only just begun. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We've only just begun. Thank you.
Winter waxes, the wheel doth turn. The maiden comes and springtime burns. Mother Earth awakens from her sleep. New life comes forth, the cycle keeps. Light and dark are partners now, lovers joined, keeping their vow. Lord of light, I feel your rays of equal nights and equal days. Sun-filled days and seeds of life, my life abundant, free from strife. Fill my world with joy and light, as day doth wane to calm of night. Lady and Lord, accept my love for the ground beneath and the sky above. A cool soft rain, a field of flower, light and life, I feel your power. Abundance gained on my life quest. I thank you now, I am truly blessed.
might have noticed, we finally announced that we, in the weekly, I think everybody can They can't hear me. So I might be saying the same thing Harrison is, yeah, whatever. So we're trying to have a Bring a Friend to Church celebration on April the 12th. And it showed up in the announcements this week, so we're well on our way. We're co-sponsoring with the membership committee and hoping that everybody can bring somebody, friend or family, who might want to join in the wonderful things that we do here. So April 12th.
Hi, so this has nothing to do with that, but thank you for saying that. This is actually more of a personal request. I'm getting like a lot of mixed messages about what I'm supposed to do with my taxes this year, so if anyone knows a CPA or someone I can reach out to, I'd be happy to talk to you. So just kind of... Okay, so I'll go talk to her then. Great, thank you.
I think that was fully over my head. I have two brief announcements, the first of which segues nicely into the Bring a Friend to Church. Harrison is kindly going to host a trivia night for us on Friday, April 3rd, and I'm hoping as many people as possible can attend and bring friends, because this is a wonderful kind of activity that we can invite our friends and family to. It is completely free. He's very experienced and excellent at this, and there will, of course, be snacks, and I'm going to supply a few silly prizes. So it'll be right here. So there's plenty of seating, and hopefully it will be a fun night. On a more serious note, I'm sure you're all sick of me hearing this, but for the members, we are in the middle of Pledge Drive, and we're hoping to wrap it up in the next week. I'm Diane Stillman, Chair of the Finance Committee, so if anyone has any questions, concerns, problems, I will be, I have to do coffee hour, but once I do coffee hour and log on to my computer, I will come in here so that anybody that wants to talk to me or tell me, help you do your, help you do your pledge online, or simply give me your pledge if you don't want to handle any of the technology. I'll be in here. We'll also be reaching out to people individually to see if anyone has any questions or concerns. But again, Diane Stillman, my email and phone number are in the e-blasts, and I will be in here. So thank you.
Last week, when I announced that we were open to more people joining us for our Easter song, which is happening in 2 weeks, I got 4 people join at the last minute. So I'm letting you know that we're rehearsing again next Sunday, and there even more are welcome to join. It's a very simple song. We're mashing up 2 songs. If you have any desire at all, just so you know, we're having a great time. Please join us. Anybody else?
Just very quickly. Diane and I are the team leads on the Helping Caring Committee. Let us know if you know somebody who does need help. Don't hesitate. This congregation is absolutely amazing in its ability to respond. And it doesn't have to be in close, it doesn't have to be you. It can be somebody who you know who might be able to use a little tender loving care or some help.
My last invitation is that we give Rachel a big thank you for her beautiful service.
Yay.
Time for coffee?